What is up, you guys, and welcome back to Cryptographics. And in this video, I'd like to share with you a pretty massive experience that, well, I should say the lesson that I've learned over the bear market. And I'm not saying we're out of the bear market yet. We very well might be. Certainly looks like it. Everything's very green right now, and it's actually super exciting. But during this bear market, and from the beginning of basically, because I got in essentially at the very top into my experience of investing in crypto, and man, have I learned a ton about investing, crypto, and one specific thing though, and it relates to everything that we talk about on the channel, and it relates to life, it relates to Pulsechain, it relates so deeply everywhere. And that's this concept called power. And I was very unaware of what power was. You know, when you think of power, you think of people with money, people with the ability to, assert dominance over others, or just having control and power to influence and do things, whether it's benevolent for others or malicious or anything in between. It's just having the ability to dictate what happens around you, right? That's like the conventional thought of power, like a powerful leader or something like that. But this is different. This is very different. And power in this sense is more to do with like the empowerment of self, like you, like as deeply as that means you, like yourself, the capital S self. This is more of a spiritual concept, which is the purest form of you beneath all the layers of your unconscious, your subconscious, all the programming and layers of mass consciousness that have been placed on us basically from childhood. It's the you that is most authentically you as humanly possible, or for me, it's the self that's most authentically me at all times, as authentically as possible. And it's taking responsibility for your life and putting yourself in control of your life. To summarize this all briefly, this has everything to do with crypto, and I'm going to share with you how I learned this. So again, the lesson that I learned, not just generally with power, but is specifically with crypto, is about giving away that power. And how do we do that? Like, how does it all work? How it happens is we allow outcomes, needs, desires, wants, all sorts of things to be externalized. And we place what we need in any way, whether it's a desire, a want, a material, a future thing to happen, we place that in the hands of something else, someone else, and we give our power over the situation or over that outcome, that need, a desire, to the other thing. And when that happens, or when it goes the opposite way, like you're gonna feel more and more drained, you're gonna feel more and more depressed, you're giving your power to this thing that is not in, you're basically relinquishing yourself of control, and you're giving the control to something else. And so this drags us down on many levels. We've got the emotional level, we've got the physical level, at the spiritual level, and I mean, everything kind of works its way out from there. But when we give our power away, we rely on others to make our goals, needs, and desires happen again. We give our power away when we rely on others to fix our problems. And we also give our power away in so many small ways by placing the solution to our problems now outside of ourselves. So, and that can be any definition. That can be someone else, that can be something else, etc. So in some way, we're kind of making ourselves to be a victim of life whenever we give our power away. It's very easy to get caught up in this, since we can be giving our power away in such subtle ways that we may not even spot it unless we know what to look for, and even then it can be extremely hard to change. So the biggest question is, like, how can we begin to take our power back? And don't worry, I'm going to get into crypto here. So in relation to crypto, it can be as simple as putting your money into crypto of choice and walking away to continue to invest into yourself and future goals in other ways. It could simply be that you only place as much money as you can that will allow you to sleep at night and not disturb you. It doesn't matter if it goes to zero, makes you rich. You're not worried about that. I mean, obviously it's a benefit, and you're putting your money there because you think it might go up and you think it could do something for you financially, but you can still sleep. You're not completely worried whether or not this works out. This isn't the be all end all. You're not placing your power into this thing completely. You're just investing enough, just enough. Now, giving your power away can be something that's financial, it can be physical, it can be emotional, mental, or spiritual. And when we have a need or a desire that we rely on for something from the outside world to fulfill, we give our power away. Because of that, we become more fragile and way more volatile. So if we're gonna get our power back, we gotta be present. It's the biggest thing here. We gotta be present with ourselves and where we feel helpless. Now, this is the part where I'm gonna talk about, my experience in crypto. And one of the things that I really learned here is, and crypto showed me. So for me, what was happening was, and this was an area of my life that now that I've been through this, that I can see clearly as day, and it's everywhere. The same dynamic is everywhere. And what was happening for me was this wasn't necessarily to do with the financial side of over-investing, which I'm about to talk about, but I was over-investing into crypto in general. I was over-investing my time, I was over-investing my energy, I was over-investing spiritually, if you will. I was making this to be something that, it really wasn't for me at the time, and I wasn't getting anything back from it. When I was putting something in, I wasn't getting anything back, and I would put more in and I would get nothing back, and eventually that just drains you, and you're powerless. You're literally powerless. And so what snapped for me is the reason why I took the break, really. I started to feel like I was over investing into everything that I was doing, whether it was cryptographics, just all the energy in any form I was putting in to what I was doing wasn't working anymore. And I realized it at some point, not right away, but I took a break because I began to feel that something was wrong. And eventually I realized it. And so when it comes to crypto, when it comes to life, when it comes to relationships, this is one of the biggest lessons I've had because of crypto, is giving your power away, whether it's financially, over-investing, whether it is in a relationship by spending too much time, investing too much energy without getting any return, and it can be physically or mentally, thinking about things too much, giving things happen in your life too much mental energy is just draining. Giving anything too much, investing in any way, on any realm, in any spiritually, emotionally, the whole 9 yards, is going to drain you at some point. We need to create a relationship with that thing where we're investing enough where if it doesn't go right, we're committing enough where it is going to benefit us most if it happens. And maybe for some of us, maybe a little bit of over-investing, like tiptoeing, and this is relationships. This isn't financial advice. I'm talking about relationships. I'm talking about all areas. Maybe going right up to that line can be healthy at some point. I don't know. This is the point that I haven't ventured into yet, but I can see how that would be beneficial to go a little bit past and risking a little bit to get an even greater reward, but not enough where it's going to undermine you and basically make your life volatile, or not make your life because you're in control, but make you emotionally or spiritually or physically volatile as hell and fragile. So again, this is the biggest lesson, and I wanted to pass it on to you guys because it's just not something that's really talked about, in this space. It's not something that's talked about in general, and I would like to bring more of this to the channel. I really love a lot of spiritual concepts. A lot of my life is lived based on principles like this, and learning and growing and healing, and I'm going to be bringing that to more of the channel more. So I hope you enjoy these kind of concepts because more of them are coming. And I did actually write about this in my blog, and I have an exercise for you if you want to sink into this, and figure out where in your life maybe you've got a dynamic like this kind of playing out. And the reason really I wanted to talk about this in relation to crypto and why it's important for crypto is because crypto is extremely volatile, and it moves our emotions, or has the ability to move our emotions like crazy. And that is the thing we need sometimes to be able to see these big shifts that need to be made. If you have if everything in your life is very minute in the way that it makes you feel, it sways you, then it's gonna be hard to spot what's going right and what's going wrong. Nothing's really going out of whack. But the areas that impact you internally the most are the ones that are screaming the loudest and are blatantly obvious to pay attention to. And it's going to be easiest for us to look at that versus your day-to-day life where everything is just kind of neutral. So this was a big lesson, and you can take this anywhere in your life that you are being impacted by something majorly. Is an easy way, there's an easy place to start for checking out if you're giving your power away in that situation. And go to the link in the description to my blog. I'm going to post the article that we're basing this video off of, and I've got an exercise for you that is going to do you wonders to start this process out and to check in with yourself. But that being said, please, when you're going about this is kind of healing. You know, you're looking at yourself, you're assessing yourself, and this can be a lot to come to terms with sometimes, depending on like what you're seeing and how that's impacting you. So the biggest thing, guys, is don't judge yourself. Don't condemn yourself or see yourself in a negative light because of any of these realizations about you and your life. The biggest thing here is to just accept them. Just thank yourself for being able to, because this is huge. If you can, like, this is potentially life-changing stuff. And not that what I'm telling you is like the most life-changing, but if you can go ahead and look at yourself in a way that's healthy and shift to put yourself back in the driver's seat and put yourself back in a position of power, of self-empowerment, this is life-changing. And it was for me. And it's still a process, and I'm not through it in terms of like I'm way better off, but I have shifted, and it's been amazing to watch. And so when we do realize these things and we see ourselves in a new light, we never want to look down at them in a form of judgment. We never want to look at them in a negative light. If anything, we need gratitude. We want to thank ourselves and see it for what it is. That's now an opportunity in front of us to grow, and we want to roll with it. And if anything's coming up, don't judge it either. If you have emotions flowing, or if you've got all sorts of stuff like anger, rage, you've got you're sad, you feel a heart, like whatever it is, like let it flow, let it out. Don't suppress it, express it. Let things flow so you don't hold on to it and it's not in you anymore. You release it and it's gone forever, and you can move forward with your life and actually start on a different trajectory. So in closing, guys, we give our power away almost daily, and that's in crypto, that's in relationship, that's in everything. And these tiny changes that we can do, if we can assess what we're doing here and make a change accordingly, is going to be monumental. So I hope you found this video impactful. I know this shift for me has been amazing, and I hope you give it a chance, because it just might be as impactful for you as it was for me. But that's all I have for you guys today. Much more coming. Expect some stuff on Hedron, because Hedron's got some interesting stuff to talk about there. We've got the whole ecosystem is lighting up in green. We have just so much. There's new projects coming. We've got all sorts of really, really cool stuff coming to the Pulsechain ecosystem. So if you enjoyed the video, smash the like, make sure you subscribe, and hit the bell notification to make sure that if I drop a video, you're getting notified when it happens. And if you want private coaching from me, whether it's to do with subjects like this and giving power away, more spiritual stuff, or to do with crypto specifically, whether it's basics or advanced game mechanics and strategizing, I'm your guy. There's links in the description with 25% off with a coupon code down there. So make sure you check that out. And that's it for me, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you very soon. Peace.